Welcome in, Virgo. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. For those of you that are new, welcome in, guys. My name's Lisa. Welcome to Say It Soul Tarot. For those of you returning, welcome back, guys. So, Virgo, this is going to be your mid-month general love reading. Pretty much good from mid to end of April, but, time is fluid. So if you're drawn in by the title, hopefully something resonates for you guys today. If not, check out some of my older readings and or another reader. Lots of wonderful readers out there. That being said, here, Virgo, this can be for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, any placement in Virgo. And let's take a looky-loo here and see what's going on for you. We're going to take a look first at how you're feeling, Virgo. That kind of just gives you an idea whether or not you feel like this reading resonates for you or not. And then I'll take a look at the person on your mind, pull some messages, and as well as see if this person's taking any action towards you mid to end of April. So, all right, so let's dive on in here. So, Spirit, Angels, and Guides, Archangel Michael, please show me the person on. How is Virgo actually feeling about this person? How's Virgo feeling? What's going on for Virgo, please? What is going on for Virgo here? So, Nine of Wands coming out. Just praying for a good reading here for you, Virgo, with the High Priestess, Nine of Pentacles. Yikes. I say that and then you get the Tower. All right. I definitely feel like, this situation with this person's got you definitely up in your head here. Virgo, I feel like for a lot of you, I don't know, the Virgos I've been tapping into for a while here have been really definitely going through it. I definitely feel like mid to end of the month, I feel like for a lot of you, you're really feeling like you're better off being by yourself than in a relationship with somebody. So I feel like for a lot of you, you are finally like moving that wheel forward and like making the changes that you need to for yourself. I feel like you're, pretty exhausted here with the Nine of Wands. Tired of feeling like you need to defend yourself or defend what's important to you. I feel like there's been a lot of arguing going on between you and your person. I feel like, really at the end of the day, with the High Priestess and the Nine of Pentacles here, I feel like you're finally realizing that you need to like do the best thing here for you. And even if that, you know, even if a lot of people are unhappy about those changes, I feel like you know that you need to do that here for yourself here, for your own peace of mind, to move your life forward. And again, I feel like for a lot of you, this could definitely be like you pulling the pin here in order to look after yourself here. And again, I feel like this has, been coming for a while. I've seen this in your readings for quite some time, but I feel like you're finally, really in the energy. I feel like the situation has become so uncomfortable that you're finally like pushing forward or pushing yourself forward. The universe is pushing yourself forward. Sometimes when we don't make those changes and the universe is, keeps kind of trying to give you signs here, Virgo, about what direction that you need to move in or that you really do need to make some changes, and you keep resisting doing that. This person's, could be a sweet talker. So then you're like constantly giving this person another chance when at the end of the day, the universe like has something better for you and you need to just like move forward or move on from the situation. That's when the Tower, the universe brings the Tower in when that happens, in order to kind of like, for you to finally make a decision here, to finally get the wheel to turn. Like the universe does things, for your greatest, highest good. Might not feel like it at the time, but I feel like for some of you, this has been going on for a while. So let's clarify these cards. Why the Nine of Wands in Virgo's feelings? Why the Nine of Wands? Yeah, I feel like you've been called here to make a decision finally. It's clear what decision you need to make perhaps in the past. This definitely could have to do with family and or kids. And I feel like you need to really make a clean break here. And yeah, so some of you are in the middle of some sort of divorce. I feel like the future kind of does scare you here. And, it's kind of like that energy of not really knowing what's on the other side of that, but it's got to be better than what I'm in, if that makes sense. So I feel like that's kind of where you are. Why the High Priestess here? This person that you're dealing with, they definitely could have kept some secrets from you. Tell me about this High Priestess. Yeah, could have been an Aquarius for some of you. I feel like, internally you've been really trying to heal yourself and put that energy towards yourself. Tell me about this Nine of Pentacles here for Virgo. I feel like as well, I feel like you really do wish that things could be different, but they're just not. Tell me about this Nine of Pentacles, like with this person. I feel like maybe even for some of you, you've tried to, maybe go to counseling or ask for outside help in this situation. Tell me about this Nine of Pentacles here for Virgo. So I like that you're putting yourself first, Virgo. Yeah, if we do 9 minus 5, that's the Four of Pentacles. So I definitely feel like you've been holding on to like a life or like what you thought your life was going to look like with this person. And I feel like you're tired of feeling, left out in the cold, feeling like you don't matter, feeling like you're not seen or heard by this person or this situation. And again, I feel like, this is really taking a toll on, your health, your mental health, maybe even your body, sometimes when we're like, down and sad, or, we can turn to like, eating, overeating, not exercising, not looking after ourselves. And I feel like, you've been really trying to combat that and kind of like, put yourself first here, Virgo, finally. So I do love that, because I feel like you are putting yourself first, whereas in the past maybe you made those sacrifices to stay in this situation because of your kids or for financial reasons. And again, I feel like for a lot of you, you are finally in the energy of doing what you need to do for yourself here, for your own growth and your own sanity and your own future here. So tell me about the Tower. What's this Tower about? Yeah, Three of Swords coming out. And this Wheel of Fortune. There's the Fool. Yeah. So I love this for you, Virgo. And again, I feel like for a lot of you, you really do deserve like a brand new start. I feel like you've been there for this person. I feel like you've done everything you can in this situation. You've been the pillar of strength for this person. And I feel like they just really either took advantage of you here, Virgo, or, always put themselves first and not you. And again, I feel like at the end of the day here, you know what you deserve. So I do love that. It definitely looks like to me like you're taking your power back in this situation, putting your needs first before someone else's now. And I love that. This is really, as the Tower sometimes, again, it's the universe pushing us to grow and change. And, if your past situation was stifling and nothing was changing, and, you tried to make that relationship work, and did whatever you could to try and heal the situation with this person. But again, you can't force somebody else to make those changes. At the end of the day, the only person who can make those changes, someone else doesn't want to change, you need to make a change, right? So let's see how this person's currently feeling. How is this person currently feeling about Virgo? How does this person feel about Virgo? How's this person feeling about Virgo? With the Eight of Cups coming out. Either you or them left, like I already mentioned. Queen of Pentacles. The Sun. All right, I feel like what's been highlighted is that either, I don't know if this person cheated on you here, Virgo. I'm just going to say it. For some of you, that could be definitely the case. Because what's being highlighted is that this person, may have done that, and again, not appreciating you. I feel like this is you. Queen of Pentacles. And I feel like you've had enough of whatever this is, you know, the King of Wands here. And don't get caught up in gender. It could be a fire sign, doesn't have to be. And again, some of you, you know, are in the middle of either leaving this situation, they're leaving, you're leaving. I feel like, again, there's a lot of stress around what the future holds here. I'll just show you here. We have the Nine of Swords, Two of Wands, and Justice. So I feel like, you know, this person is pretty stressed out. I feel like there is a lot of regrets. Let's clarify their feelings. See if we can get some more cards out. Tell me about this Eight of Cups. Yeah, a lot of arguing, like I already mentioned, with that Knight of Swords. And this Queen of Pentacles, which I feel like is you showing up down here. Tell me about the Queen of Pentacles. Three of Wands. I feel like, Virgo, you may have said to this person, like, if you feel like you can get better, if you can find somebody better than me, then, you know, go ahead. Go ahead. It's really what I'm getting off that. Which is weird because it's not often that I get pretty specific messages. Tell me about the Sun here. Yeah, Four of Cups. So again, I feel like this person has not been accepting any kind of help. This person might have issues with alcohol and or drinking. That's not going to be for all of you. But there definitely, that might also been a factor here in the demise of this relationship. Like, I'm kind of getting somebody not wanting to either accept help if they do have any kind of issue around, you know, either cheating, lying, stepping out, drinking, some sort of possible addiction. I'm getting like the Devil card here, so we'll see. Yeah, I feel like this has been like a ongoing nightmare here. That's really what the Nine of Swords is, and the Eight of Swords is you know, feeling trapped in a situation or trapped in this situation with this person. And let's see what we get on the King of Wands. Tell me about the King of Wands here. I can't even make it up. You know, I knew it was going to come out. I don't know, Virgo. Sometimes the cards freak me out. There it is. Yikes. Oh my goodness. I love tarot for that very reason. Yeah, I feel like for a lot of you here, we have the seven, the devil was in between the Seven of Wands. What's the top card here? And the Ten of Pentacles. So this has definitely been causing an issue for a long time in this situation with each other here. And I feel like at the end of the day, you're basically realizing here, Virgo, like, that it's just really not worth it anymore. It's not worth it. Like, you deserve better. You're better off on your own than being with this person. Yeah, it's really what I'm getting. Oh my God, I can't believe the devil came out. Sorry, guys. I'm still kind of reveling. But I feel like, you know, it's I feel like you've tried, Virgo. So I feel like at the end of the day here, you know, show yourself some compassion. I feel like you've definitely tried to help this person or help the situation. I feel like you've done everything you can. And, you know, for me personally, if I've done everything that I can, I've laid all my cards out on the table, I've, like, you know, made all of that extra effort, especially if you were married to this person for a long time and you have kids and family. And but at the end of the day, again, like I mentioned already, you can't make somebody change. And if they don't want to change, then there's nothing you can do. The best thing you can do is actually, like, take your power back and look after yourself in order and, like, move forward. You know, sad to say, but again, sometimes, you know, this person, it looks like they haven't learned anything. If I'm being honest, I don't feel like this person's learned anything. They're like, keep pushing back on the universe. And you know what's going to happen? This is going to happen to them at some point in the future, you know, before they actually take a look at their behavior, their actions, you know, accountability. And again, you, at the end of the day, you can't worry about that. You can't, you know, I would say, like, let this person go with love and light, especially, you know, if you have to still deal with them. if you have kids with this person. But at the end of the day, you're not responsible for fixing somebody else. You're responsible for you, looking after yourself, especially, if it's played on your self-esteem, self-confidence, and this person has really, dragged you down, into a lower vibration. And I feel like this is you moving things forward and taking back control here of your life. Even if you don't have very much on your, the Fool card, he's got his little knapsack. He's not bringing much with him, but the wisdom of what he's learned from his journey with the World card. I'm going to actually look in the deck and see where the World is. I feel compelled to do that. See where it is. Sorry guys, taking longer than I wanted. There it is. All right, it's in between the Page of Swords and the Five of Wands. Yeah, so I feel like, there's a message here. You're really done with the chaos. You need to close out this chapter here. Stop listening to the people around you. I want to say as well, make the best decision for yourself here, Virgo, regardless of what, and don't be worried about what other people think. At the end of the day, they don't have to live your life. You do. You do, right? So if I can give you some advice on that, that would be what I would say. Don't worry about what other people think. At the end of the day, the people that love you and support you are going to understand your decision. And you don't have to answer to anybody other than yourself, really, at the end of the day. So let's see here what actions this person's going to take towards you. What actions is this person going to take towards Virgo? All right, Ten of Wands. Justice. King of Swords. Definitely could be dealing with an air sign. Five of Cups. All right, so I feel like this person does have regrets. They have been very selfish. Nine of Cups on the bottom. That can be a card of kind of like gluttony, I want to say. It's kind of my gluttony card, depending on what it's around. Yeah, this person, again, no changes. You haven't seen any changes in this situation with this person. So I feel like for a lot of you, the wise thing to do here, again, I feel like at the end of the day here, I feel like this person knows that, they do have regrets here. I feel like you both have learned some valuable lessons. But at the end of the day, I feel like, the solution here is just to kind of go your separate ways here. Like it's too bad, that things can work out differently. But I feel like this person is realizing, it's been a lot. It's been a big burden. We're going from the 9 to the 10 of Wands. 10 of Wands, all the 10s are essentially like closing out a cycle or needing to, knowing that you need to. So you can get back to that Ace of Wands and like, reigniting, having a brand new start here. So yeah, I feel like that's what's going on here. Let's see if Virgo's going to take any action. Virgo taking any action here. I feel like you have or you are. This tower could have already happened, but I feel like it definitely could be in the future for some of you. The middle to the end of April here. Actions from Virgo. All right. All right. So we have the Five of Swords coming out. So I feel like for some of you, you have been putting up a fight with this person. Like I mentioned already, I feel like there's been, a lot of going back and forth, a lot of arguing. Maybe for a while, you and this person weren't even talking at all. Because Seven of Wands can definitely be somebody putting up boundaries. So you might have also said to this person, like, I only want to hear from you, if it has something to do with the kids. Otherwise, we're not having this conversation. I've already kind of made up my mind what I'm doing. I'm also getting that. Yeah, like we're not going around and round again. I've like, made my decision here. This is what I'm doing. I don't care what you're doing or what you have to say about it. So again, I feel like, there has been, if you are living with this person, this gives me the energy of like somebody like, stay on your side of the room, stay on, your floor of the house. Um, just because you don't want to get into it with this person, because I feel like you've already made your decision here, Virgo. Yeah. Can't make it up. There's the Magician and the Ten of Swords here. Yeah. Um, so I'm sending out big hugs here, Virgo. I definitely feel like for a lot of you, I love that you're taking your power back. So that looks really good. And you really deserve this brand new beginning, this brand new start. So, you deserve love. You deserve to be treated with respect and kindness and thoughtfulness. And I definitely feel like this person, crossed a lot of boundaries. And you know what? I want to say too bad, too sad here on this Five of Cups here. I don't feel like this person deserves your kindness, your attention, your love. I feel like you've done everything that you can here, Virgo, um, to help fix this situation. I mean, at the end of the day, it does take two people, but again, you can't change somebody who doesn't want to change. So, all right, let's get some messages from this person. I don't even really want to do this, but I will. Let's see what comes out. Messages to Virgo, please. I just feel sometimes it's not helpful. We have, I know I was a distraction from your pain. I want to tell you how I feel. I will wait for a sign from you. So yeah, you and this person might not be talking right now, or staying on your side or your floor. Some of you, this person may have already left with this Eight of Cups. So anyway, I hope this reading helped in some way, shape, or form here, Virgo. Sending big hugs out for real. Look after yourself. Ask for, the people that really care about you and love you. Ask them for support right now if you need it. And I will see you guys in your May reading.